abandoned. I'm the only one that know about your tragedy. I can't feel sorry when you lost random. I can't feel sorry your lost ransom. Drown yourself in expensive fabrics. I think you picked up a lot of bad habits. Just appreciate yourself. Won't you think about you and I? Just grab my hand and look me in the eye. Look, this ain't something you should decide.
I actually just got back from meeting a friend. He is currently in his early 20s, but he's feeling a bit lost, a bit unhappy, and unsatisfied with his life. I'm not sure is it a quarter life crisis kind of thing or not, but he's telling me how he's not sure whether he wants to pursue a job where aligns with his degree or he wants to try something based on his interests. He's struggling to see his future. He's not sure what he wants to do for his career and so on. I believe we all have been there. It's one of those moments, right? Like you just can't figure things out. So this encounter got me thinking, what are some of the advice that I wish I could give my younger self that can help me shorten the time I feel lost and accelerate my growth in my early 20s. The first reflection is value your time. When I was young, I spent countless hours glued to my screen, pretty much addicted to playing games. Back then, I was playing a lot of MapleStory and Dota 2. I'm sure most of you have heard these games before and you guys should know how fun it is and how addictive it can be. For me, I racked up about 12,000 hours on Dota 2 itself. It was great. I love the game. Until today, I actually do still watch some tournaments. However, I wish that I would have played less games and replaced that time in learning a new skill or reading more books, potentially even build up a business that I'm interested in. Don't get me wrong though. I'm not saying that playing games is bad or playing games is a completely waste of time. Looking back, gaming may seem to be harmless and even help me get through the tough times that I've faced. At least I get to feel somewhat happy after work. However, I also stay up quite late at night and it definitely affects my mood the next day. The key takeaway here is to know that it's okay to play games. However, in a moderate manner, and at the same time, you realize that the only reason you're playing games is to escape reality. Maybe it's time to learn a new skill, search for a new opportunity that can give you more value in life. It's never too late to make a change. Start focusing on the things that matter and value your time more. Another important point that I wish I could tell my early 20s is to deal with my insecurities. Yes, I think I was a very insecure person in the past and I didn't have the courage or self-confidence to do public speaking or to network with other people. I'm actually a strong introvert, so all these things are really uncomfortable. Even talking to the camera in front of you guys is one of the most uncomfortable things I have to face in my life. However, I think conquering insecurities is probably one of the most important things in your early 20s because I was so caught up in fearing what people think of me. This mindset have held me back for many years, and because of that, I've lost many opportunities in life, whether is it a missed opportunity for business or a networking opportunity or even starting my YouTube channel way earlier in the days. Thinking to myself, what if people don't like the way I speak? What if people don't like the way I look? It took me a while to realize that everybody is so focused in their worries and their own insecurities. And let me tell you, I'm pretty sure they are not sitting around and judging your life. Being brave and taking extra risks is essential, especially in your early 20s. This is because you have time on your side, so why not use it to try out different things? If things doesn't work out, you can always go back to a 9-to-5 job, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't take the chance, you will never know what it could have been, and you might even regret in the future that you did not take that leap in an earlier age. So think of life like an empty book, right? And you are the author. You get to write whatever you want in the book at your own terms. And if you don't like the book you're writing, you can always start a new chapter or write an entirely new book. This is your life. You only have one life and you have the power to reinvent your life and write your story. You have the power to change the narrative of your life. So don't be afraid to take that leap, whether it's starting a new project or moving to a new place or even just putting yourself out there. One of the most important things I wish I would have known in my early 20s is to always take action. I remember back then when I was in my early 20s, I was so afraid of making mistakes, and what I would do is going around asking people for advice, at the same time trying to figure out the best approach. But hear me out. One thing I've learned that the only way to figure out what is the right way to do or the best way to do is to actually do it, go through the entire journey, make mistakes, and learn along the way as you are taking action. I come across a saying, advice is often overrated and action is underrated. I totally agree with this statement because if let's say you want a certain result or outcome, you can only achieve it by taking action. Let me give you an example. If let's say you would like to lose 10 kg within 3 months, it will not happen unless you perform a certain action such as going to the gym more often or eating healthy. So don't spend too much time going around asking for opinions. Just start doing and eventually you will gain those insights in order to move forward. I would also like to tell myself to focus on the continuous process of improvement. Aim to be 1% better each day and reduce 1% of the bad habits. It's the small, consistent actions and effort that could lead to the most significant change over time. I often felt like there is this enormous pressure to figure everything out in your 20s in terms of career, relationship, or even what my future will look like in 5 years, in 10 years. In my early 20s, I always thought that it's important to hit a certain milestone at a certain age. Like for example, I want to be a millionaire by the age of 30. If I didn't, I was somehow falling behind or I'm considered a failure. Looking back, I think it's important to understand that growth requires time. It's the journey that truly matters, not the destination. And everything takes time. Do you know that your goals will eventually change as well based on your life priorities? There are moments where I felt frustrated and disappointed in myself because the things that I want didn't come as quickly as I thought it would. And the truth is, everybody's path is different. Even sometimes the slower path was essential to who am I today. Those moments of self-doubts, the moment where I'm stuck, is where I've experienced and learned the most and shaped me who I am today. So, if there's one piece of advice I would give to my younger self, don't rush the process. There's no shortcut in life. Enjoy the journey while you can. It's easy to get caught up in these ideas, being thrown around in society where you need to figure things out before you're 30 or before you're 35. Who cares about those? You set your own goals and what makes you happy. I believe that growth is gradual, but when you look back, you see how far you have came. Always be kind to yourself and give yourself the time and the space to grow as a person. In the end, the journey is more important than the destination. So embrace where you are now and know that this is the journey to become who you want to be in the future. Reflecting on my 20s definitely helped me understand where and why I am here today. These are just a few main ones. There's definitely more advice that I wish I could share. The few advice that I've shared in this video definitely has helped me, especially in the later 20s when I started to establish some sort of system around my life in order to achieve my goals. But here's the thing, regardless of your age, it really doesn't matter if you're still in your 20s, in your 30s, or even 40s and above. It's never too late to put all these lessons into action. I am a strong believer of in your 20s, you are still figuring life out and you truly live your life when you are in your 30s and in your 40s. If you like this sort of content, please subscribe and give a thumbs up. It really helps support my channel and support what I do. As an introvert, it's really not easy to make videos like this and I wish I'm able to still give insights to you guys. And there's more exciting content lined up for my channel for the next couple of months. There are some major changes in my life which I would like to share with you and I hope to see you on the next one.